The life cycle of American toad in the northern United States. It begins on a cold Ohio morning. As the sun rises, it warms the surface, exposing the dormant brush. The snowmelt runoff collects in vernal pools that become the breeding ground for emerging American toads. Crocus flowers are the first bloom of spring. Once the ice is fully melted in the collected waters, night falls and the pond comes to life. Male American toads return to their birthplace to attract mates with their classic mating call. Males will fight for dominance by wrestling. Some areas are seen as better to call from, and they will also fight for these areas. American toad fighting is much less violent than many other species, as they kind of just hug each other. All of this calling is working, as they have attracted a female. I could determine this because she has a cream-colored throat and not blue. She, however, was on the opposite side of the fence, so I gave her a boost to find a mate. The sun rises on the second day of spring to find a mating pair and thousands of eggs. Females can lay anywhere from 2 to 200,000 eggs in one clutch. They do not get much privacy, as other unlucky males still look for a mate. The male is smaller and attaches to the back of females, hugging her waist. This helps push the eggs out, and fertilization is done externally, meaning the eggs will combine with sperm outside of the body. This process can take up to 12 hours. Once the eggs are fertilized, the pair separates. Toads do not mate for life or look after their young. The eggs are coated in a jelly-like substance. This protects the spawn from predators, as it is very slippery and helps the sun warm the egg inside. Much of the molecular composition is still unknown of this jelly substance, but is essential to toad life. Algae tends to rest on the surface of the jelly and helps camouflage the spawn. In only a few days, it is noticeable that the tadpoles have begun to eat the jelly. They are about the size of the point of a pen. In the northern United States, it is common for it to randomly snow once warmer weather rolls on. Small amounts of cold weather does not affect the young tadpoles. The frog spawns have officially emerged from their jelly shells to become extremely small tadpoles the size of pencil lead. The sun warms the water, growing algae, which is the main food source for tadpoles. Unlucky males continue to lurk in the water, looking for a possible mate, and the nights are concerts throughout spring into early summer. Spring showers keep the vernal pools full as the tadpoles grow quickly. Temperature greatly affects the rate the young toads grow. Eggs can hatch in 6 days to 3 weeks, and tadpole to toad can take 2 to 3 months. In warmer temperatures, with algae to eat, the young tadpoles progress quickly. These tadpoles have just turned 3 weeks old since spawning. As spring continues to bloom, the tadpoles begin to mature from their fish-like state to appear more like a toad. In less than a week, the tadpoles now have visible eyes and their bodies are transforming from round orbs to more of an oval body shape. They continue to grow by eating algae, organic debris that has fallen into the vernal pool, and roots of aquatic plants. Below, the surface is calm, but above, the unlucky mates continue their search for a mate. Warm weather brings a massive growth spurt for the tadpoles. The footage you see here is only 2 days after the last eclipse. This shows the important role that warm, steady temperatures play in the growth of tadpoles and how climate change's disruption of local climates can hurt frog spawn. Multiple other batches of eggs were laid after our original bunch. The size difference is drastic. However, since these smaller tadpoles hatched in warmer times, they will grow quickly to nearly catch up to our original bunch. As summer approaches, the ponds are full of busy tadpoles eating food to gain enough strength to grow small legs. Now about the size of an M&M, their back legs grow first, and the front legs follow quickly behind them. And then, the sun rises on a warm early June day. In 1 week, the tadpoles underwent a great transformation to become froglets. They appear to be a toad underwater in every way, except they still use their tail to swim. It takes all morning for the froglets to learn to use their new fully developed legs. At around 4 weeks, tadpoles develop lungs. However, they still predominantly use their gills until they are ready to step out of the water. They are able to switch back and forth between their breathing methods in this froglet state. You can see this young froglet learning to use its lungs and not gills here. Not all of the tadpoles are ready, but are eager to explore the world above. You can see here that the froglets are testing out their hopping abilities while still submerged. And in a way, their tadpole siblings are helping them push out into the real world. Froglets lose their tails through apoptosis. This is the controlled death of cells which occurs normally to aid an organism's growth. Apoptosis is triggered by a single hormone, a thyroid hormone, which is produced when the toad reaches its metamorphosis climax, when it begins to hop and crawl for locomotion and not swim. Now for the moment all tadpoles wait for, and the greatest clip I have personally ever recorded. A froglet entering the world. One by one, the froglets emerge from the pond to begin their life as a young American toad. Much like sea turtles, they have a natural instinct to spread out and find cover. However, as sea turtles enter the water, the froglets leave their aquatic home, both facing unknown dangers. Toads are more terrestrial than they are aquatic. While they may return to the water to cool down on a hot summer day, they will spend their days basking, eating worms, and burrowing in the moist soil. However, every spring they will return to the pond they were born in to look for mates and continue the cycle for many generations to come.